This episode of Brats in the Back Row contains discussions of death, cannibalism, and plane crashes. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Okay.
Ready?
Shall we start? Yes.
3, 2, 1, clap.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Brats in the Back Row, where we are the titular brats talking in the back row of a movie theater. Allie's really frozen.
Oh no.
Okay, that was like
We're
scary.
so back.
Okay.
We're so back.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Allie.
I'm Emily.
And today we are going to be talking about oh my god, hold on. We're going to be talking about the feature film Society in the Snow.
Of the.
Society of the Snow. Thank you.
In the.
Literally my
Well, I mean, they
episode.
were in the snow as well.
They were there.
It's not wrong per se.
There was snow.
I hesitated because I was trying to think of the Spanish version, but I was like, I'm going to butcher it, so I'm not going to say it.
I'll
It's
say it.
Sociedad.
No.
Was it Sociedad en la Nieve or something like that, right?
Yeah, La Sociedad.
La Sociedad en la Nieve. I do want you all to know that I did watch it in the original Spanish, and so
I did too.
I am. Oh, all right.
Me gente latino.
No.
Not to like totally cut off from the intro or anything, but when I was watching it for my Netflix is like so broken. I don't know, like it never works for me. It just is so slow and it's just bad. But I didn't know what it was on, and I was watching it and I was like, there's this in English. I was like, but they're in, I guess it's just like they're in Uruguay. Why aren't they speaking Spanish? And then I was like, man, their mouths aren't lining up to what this is like saying in the speech. And then I was like, is my Netflix broken? And then I went, no, this is originally in Spanish. That's and
Wait, so you watched the dub version?
for the first like 5 minutes.
Oh.
And then I went back. And I was like, we're going to watch this in Spanish. Because that's the way God intended. And so I watched it with
Yay.
English subtitles. Me gente latino.
The mother,
Oh my god.
the mother language. I watched it in, like, just subtitles in Spanish. To get, like, a little treat.
So in English, but with subtitles in Spanish? Or Spanish?
No, Spanish with... That would be interesting, though. It was Spanish with English subtitles.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
you were saying it with Spanish subtitles. I was like, wow.
I was like, I had to practice my reading.
You know
An
what? I should try
educated
that.
woman. An educated woman.
Sometimes I kind of want to, like, play Spanish and, like, put it, like, in my headphones and listen to it when I go to sleep at night. So, like, I could wake up speaking Spanish and, you know?
They say, like, being immersed like that is the best way to learn a language. Just, like, fully putting yourself into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they.
So actually, we need to go to Mexico and then leave you in the in the
Alone.
corner somewhere. Yeah.
Fend
And
for
then you just
yourself.
You'll learn real quick.
Hi,
Hola.
everybody. It's just that, you know, Spanish, they talk so fast. And I'm like,
Quick.
if it was kind of slower, maybe I would, like, understand it. It's just my brain can't comprehend the speed.
That quickness. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and once you get to South America, they've got different accents than what we've got going on in Mexico. So that's fun. They're fun accents, but they are talking really fast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Different dialects. Yeah. So, on the topic of Spanish, this film is a Spanish film directed by J.A. Bayona, who is a director. I don't know what else he's directed. I didn't do research on that.
I'll do it right now.
Okay,
for
thank
I
you.
read an article, but I forgot.
He directed Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Dude.
Yeah.
The Orphanage, A Monster Calls,
Oh, Rings of
Oh,
Power.
okay.
Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power global fan screening.
That's
Just
a
the
movie?
fan screening, not the
Hello?
actual.
The
I know.
Orphanage or El Orfanato,
Very good.
and The Impossible
Oh, I'm
with
nodding.
Naomi
Like I
Watts
know
and Ewan
these movies.
McGregor.
Oh,
I don't know what that is.
interesting. No.
Oh, that's another one of those like natural disaster movies. I think. I don't,
Is that
actually, I don't
historical?
know if this one's real. May's watched it.
Oh, okay. I'll just continue, I guess. So yeah, this film came out in well, it came out in 2023 and then it was released to American audiences in 2024. It actually was nominated for 2 Academy Awards. One of them was Best International Film, and the second one was Best like hairstyle and makeup. Unfortunately, it lost um, to I think it was Zone of Interest. It lost to, um, which is insane because Zone of Interest is a English film, right? It's from the UK.
it's a weird thing. It's like an English film, but it's also I don't. There's like a weird
Oh,
thing. It's like,
okay.
but there's French workers, and I don't know. It's the UK. It's the
about
UK.
World War II, right?
It's
Isn't
about
that
the family that lived, the like general, I guess is his title. The family that lived next to Auschwitz,
Oh,
and and you're
oh, okay.
following essentially the Nazis. It's a
Uh-huh.
very, I haven't seen it. I need to, because it's apparently like a really well done film. Because it's
I've
like
heard that too.
it's like not like you're like, this got snubbed. Like it was also a well done movie.
Yeah, I need to see that. It was funny because I was like, I don't think films that were made in the UK should be considered international
There,
films.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
get it.
I
yeah,
mean, there's a whole
I don't
question in itself of should there even be like an international film, or should we just consider all film?
exactly. Yeah.
Or are we like putting it? We have to Americanize essentially, Englishized, like
Yeah.
Mhm.
this whole awards circuit.
Yeah. It's always like a select few films that, you know.
Right.
Um so
Mhm.
speaking of awards, it actually won Best Picture and Best Director at the Goya Awards, which is basically the Academy Awards but for Spain.
All right.
Goya.
So yeah,
Right
they
on.
went, I know it's a funny word. It's the name of a company,
I
actually.
was like, isn't it the name of
Um,
like the beans can?
Oh yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
their
Goya.
headquarters is like by my work. Like I pass it every
Well,
day. Anyways,
alright.
yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, this film is obviously based on a true story, guys. The 1972, it's called the 1972 Andes plane crash, which is my Roman Empire, which is insane. But there's a lot of, people who passed away. This was a very tragic event, so I will kind of talk about it with a lot of grace, and I'll be like, "Oh my God, guys, this happened." Um, so yeah, this was based on a true story of the 1972 Andes plane crash. To keep, I guess, a long story short, it's a survival story about these rugby players from Uruguay, and their plane. They were going to Chile to compete in a rugby tournament, and then they crashed. And then there was about, let's see, I wrote the numbers down. There was 45 people on the flight, and out of 45 people, 16 people survived. They were stranded in the Andes mountains for 72 fucking days, which
I
I could not
A
believe.
long time.
I looked it up halfway through the movie because I was like, man, we're at like 13 days and there's like an hour and a half left of this. I was like, and then I was like, how long were they in the mountains for? And I was like, 72 days? They survived! Not a lot, but always, like, goodly amount. More than you think. Like,
More than you think. More than
No.
in those circumstances maybe should have.
Yeah.
Like, because those are not easy circumstances to
No.
survive in.
No.
It's not like they land. It's not like they crash in a forest abundant with like berries and mushrooms.
like,
No, you know.
animals.
Mhm.
Fruit. Yeah.
Like, they were in essentially the tundra. Like, they were in
Yeah.
the plane. I know. I mean, we're just jumping right in, but like the plane crash scene is genuinely one of the most harrowing things I've ever watched. The guy,
Hey.
when the guy, I think his name is Gustavo, he gets like sucked out of the back. I was like, oh, like it's a horror, and then like all of them crushing together. Oh, so. I was like, oh my god! It did
Yeah.
not like. It did not like not belittle or like make light of. It was like, this is objectively the horror that they have experienced.
Yeah.
Wait, keep talking.
Uh-huh.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Have fun. Yeah, they don't make light of it at all. It's very accurate to like what happened.
Right.
I mean, if you compare it to, this film was also, the story was also the inspiration. I want to say inspiration because it wasn't loosely based on it, but it was like, Alive with Ethan Hawke in it. Where they're,
Oh,
like,
that's
American.
right. The like American I've never seen. I know what you're talking
Yes.
about though.
Yeah.
It took inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hashtag
it's
alive?
not-
No, 1983.
Let's not talk about. Yeah, it came out in 1993.
Ethan Hawke, my favorite. Uruguay.
Mike Uruguay. But yeah, that film came out prior to this film, obviously. So this story has inspired multiple like forms of media. There's an opera on it.
What?
There's a play.
What? I don't know. Okay, the play I can get, but the
Yes.
opera.
The opera's recent too. I think the
What?
opera came out like in the 2010s or something.
Oh my god.
Insane. I don't know how they would do the plane crash on the stage, but they're like singing. Oh.
As the plane is crashing.
Yeah.
No.
Ascending. They're crescendoing. Crescendoing.
Crescending.
But yeah, there were so many like books that were written about this event. Two of them are autobiographies. I have one of them by Nando Parado, and it's called Miracle in the Andes. I still haven't read it, but it's basically an autobiography about, his experience.
Right.
And this film was also based on another book about this experience. So all of these like forms of media are based on like books about this account, which I thought was really interesting.
Which is probably the best way to do it if you're gonna do it.
Mhm.
If you're taking it from like an autobiography and a book that's essentially just a fact-based like story in quotations, but it's all based in the truth of what happened. It's probably the best way to do that.
Yeah. No, I agree, because I feel like every single one has its own like different ways of storytelling, because I think this one was based on the perspective of Numa Turcati, who was the narrator.
Mm-hmm.
So, each one is based on like somebody else's different perspective. But yeah, I was gonna ask how you guys feel about the film, but Ali,
I'll talk.
Is that
Allie, I don't know
fair?
where Allie
Okay,
went, but
go ahead.
I'll talk. I mean, Allie and I were talking about it just a little bit beforehand, but we're like, wow, we have nothing to ever complain about ever again in our lives. I am grateful for my life. I am grateful for this earth. Because it was genuinely, as I was saying with the plane crash, it's a harrowing movie. It's so sad, and it's just like, it's so sad to the point where you're like, oh, this has to be so real. This has to be not dramatized, because there's so much crap happening to these people. Like, there's so many terrible things that are occurring.
You can't make it up.
No, you can't. And it was like, I was watching, and I was like an hour-ish in, and when I was saying like how many days they be in the mountain, but I was like, man, we're only like an hour in, and already so much has happened. Like, 20 of the people basically didn't survive the plane crash, which is way less than what one expects. You expect literally everyone to have died in that. And then there's there's just so much that these people go through, and then the whole movie is essentially about, like, despite all their hardships and despite everything, they still like have this humanity for each other and this care for each other. Like, they want the whole movie, even though it is about like, what was I gonna say? Like, about the survivors and how these people survived. It's about carrying the legacy of all these of the dead, and being like the guy who had the suitcase at the end that was like, I want this because it has all the mementos of the people who died here. And it's like, I need to keep this with me. And yeah, it's a whole movie about like honoring the dead, and it's done very tastefully and very much with grace, and it's not like exploitative in any manner. It really doesn't feel like an exploitative movie at all. It's just like, objectively, here is what has happened. Here's what happened.
Yeah. How about you, Allie?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Continue.
sorry. I'm done.
Is
Okay.
it just general thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you feel
Okay.
about it?
Oh, well, I was gonna say, we've watched some crazy stuff for this show, mostly like M's recommendations. This movie, like 30 minutes in, I did kind of want to tap out, just because, like, again, it's the plane crash is graphic. It spares no details. But I'm like, what am I gonna do? Complain? I wasn't there. I'm gonna stick it, like, and you really owe it to them to stick it out and hear their story, and because again, like, I'm in my bed, I have no rights to
Right.
complain. Yeah, but yeah, it is a story about its hardship, but it's survivorship. A lot of these people went on and lived their lives and told their stories. I was looking through the letterbox like reviews, and one of the top like comments is the daughter of one of those survivors.
Yeah.
She doesn't say who it is, but she says that her father really liked the movie, and she thinks that it was all very well done, which it is. If I had to pick something that was done well, was like the whole issue of the cannibalism. Like, you can't really blame these people for what they did to survive.
No.
It's not done in a way where it's like gory or like, oh, you know. Yeah, it's really just, it showed like, this is what they had, like, they're not hiding it either, which they're like, this is what we did, but it's also not shown in a way that's like graphic or gory, because that's not the point of it. It's not meant to like spook people or cause a scandal or anything like that. You can be scandalized. It's not something that happens in normal life, but these aren't normal circumstances.
No, they're actively trying to survive. And I mean, and it is a huge thing. It's a huge debate between all of them, and being like, these people are our friends. These people, I mean, they're like, but they're dead and we need to live. And then
we need to take a look.
And I mean, it's first shot, and the way it's shot, it's all in like the back, or if it's all in a blur, and it's all, you know, it's never really like head on and everything when they're first kind of seeing it, because it's very much, it's a very trepidatious circumstance that's happening right now.
Yeah.
And then once it kind of becomes more intertwined with what is happening and more, I don't want to say accepted, but like more accepted, maybe, everyone kind of is like realizing I need to live and I have to like eat. I have to do what I have to do. It's not gory in any way. It's very much like this is something I have to eat in order to live right now.
Yeah, this is what happened. It's really funny. Well, not funny, but all of the people on the, they're from Uruguay. Uruguay is a very Catholic country. Every single person on that flight was raised Roman Catholic. And so they were afraid that if they ate, another human being, it would be like they would go to hell. But a lot of the survivors were like, hey, like, it's like eating the Eucharist. Like, genuinely, it's like the body of Christ,
Yes.
And so they were like, okay. But a lot of the survivors talked about how they avoided eating people. Like, they would try to they tried to eat the leather on the seats, and then they tried to eat like inside the seats, thinking there'd be like straw in there, but it was all cushion. So they're like, we tried really hard to avoid it, but there was just
it wasn't the first ditch solution. It was and again, it's all you're trying to survive in a circumstance that is not normal in any way. It's not, so it's whatever you literally have to do in order to keep it. And then at the end when the narrator, when he passes away, when he dies, he literally gives a note like the best thing I can do for my friend is to allow a life. Which is him being like, yeah, you can eat me. It's fine. I know I'm gonna die.
Yeah, you can
eat me.
Yeah.
It sounds super funny, but it is. It's like, what's it?
Yeah.
I'm allowing this. Like, don't feel bad. And the whole end shot where it's like when the helicopter's about to come, and they look over and it's just the like carcasses of the people and the skeletons. It's like. It is a horrifying shot because it is a graveyard, but it's also like it is a honoring and a remembering kind of circumstance as well, being like, these are people too. These were people. We had to do what we had to do.
No, that's what I liked about the film, was that they included all the people who were deceased. They were part of the story. They were part of the narrative. Because I remember Ethan Hawke's film Alive kind of. I know, comparing.
Again, Adley, you weren't here, but Ethan Hawke is in a film that's basically inspired by
I did read about this.
He is Uruguayan. Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
This is the one I read that the victims were okay, the survivors, I should say, were okay with giving their actual names.
Yes.
Because they trusted the director to do good. Yeah, with their story and all that. Yes.
I mean, it shows, especially the end credits, where it's showing like the actual photos of everyone. Oh, the scene where he's like still taking photos of all of them, and they're trying to like dress up and have fun. Oh, I couldn't. I was like, oh my god, this is a rough watch.
Poor people. Speaking of John 3:16. So the quote that you said, Numa said, at the end, when he's like, it's a pleasure to lay down my life for my friends.
Right.
It comes from a Bible quote, which is John 15:13, which he wrote. You were so close. That's why I thought of it. I was like, he wrote it. He wrote it in
3:16.
Yeah, 15:13. So you're almost there. It's a Bible quote, and I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it's a Bible quote, right? It basically says that no thing is greater than a man laying down for his friends. So he wrote that on a note, and he had it in his hand the night that he passed away, and so they incorporated that into the film. Obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, this film was very accurate.
It felt very obviously they're, condensing down the 72 days into 2 hours, but
yes.
So it's you have all that, but it feels very accurate to like the major events that occurred while in the mountains. Like them trying to hike up to find the tail of the plane, the radio not working, them
Mm-hmm.
climbing to Chile. Like, that's crazy. It
I
worked.
know.
It helped. It was the thing that like saved them. But I was like, that is insane.
Yeah, it took them 10 days to make that trek,
Oh my god. That is
which is insane.
That's in the. They're in literally the mountains, in the snow, eating people.
They're malnourished.
They're malnourished.
Yeah,
They have
they're
no
malnourished.
water. Like they're all
Mm-hmm.
grunge. It's so crazy. That's why yeah, Allie and I were like, we have nothing to complain about. I am living in a home. I am happy.
I think what you kind of touched on was, like, how did they survive? These people were so resourceful, and I think that really contributed to
That
their
The first
survival.
day, that team captain is like, all right, guys, I have a plan. Let's get the injured out. We have to get the dead out. We have to get, like, oh, not the dead. They all cuddled up with the dead in the first days,
Yeah.
but, like, to get warm. But they were like, okay, we have to do this. We have to do that. And I was like, I would never know how to do. They're, like, cutting
Yes.
the seats up. They're taking everything out. I was like, whoa. I would never know how to do it. Like, to think of any of that. To be like, okay, we need to, get running water. We need to have XYZ. Like, make all these things. It was crazy. That team captain was like, boom, boom, boom. We have to do all of
Yeah.
this.
Smart men. Like,
Yeah.
just very, very smart. I think it's just a batch of just really intelligent people got
Yes.
stranded together. So they were like, yeah. A lot of them were med students or like pre-med. So they kind of knew, like, when it came to, eating, having food, they knew where to cut and like how to,
When they were
yeah.
cutting, because I knew they
Uh-huh.
were cutting up when they were talking about like cutting up the people and everything. They were doing it very intricately. It wasn't, again, what Ali was saying wasn't like grotesque or gory or anything like that. It was very like almost considerate of being like, this is what we need to do right now.
Well, they were resourceful. I did notice that. But also the way that they were able to like pull wires out and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they were like, yeah. Like I don't even know how to begin to explain what they were doing. I just knew that they knew what they were doing. Like when they were like, we have to go get the battery to see if they could make the radio work. But they knew exactly what parts, like what was the radio and what to pull out to take the radio with them. I wouldn't have known how to.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
That's what I was
Very
talking
knowledgeable
about.
people.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was talking about. I was like, the way they're like making goggles and like making, like sewing all this stuff, like making equipment and doing all these things. I was like, I wouldn't even know where to begin with it. Like,
Yeah.
I did put in my notes, I was like, was this what life was like before phones? Just,
And-
I
kn-
did
Probably.
see that. That
Just-
was very funny.
just knowing how to do things. That, in case of survivalist instincts.
Maybe that's what we all
I
need to be
also-
doing.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
I wonder also if it's just them being men and men mostly going into STEM majors. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
A lot of them were pre-med students.
Yeah. I know one of the, because I read like a Time magazine article on it where, who was it? I think it was Roberto.
Oh, Roberto Canessa?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He talks to Time magazine, but he went on to be like a really good like cardiologist. I think he's also the one who did the 10-day hike.
Yes.
Yes. And there's a really impactful scene near the end when they all get rescued where he has a sock. And had I not read the article before, I would have been really confused. But apparently in that sock, there was like food, like the people that they were eating. Yeah, but when he knew that they were going to get rescued, he was like, okay, this isn't food anymore. These are my friends. And so he buried it.
I need to, treat this.
Yeah, I need to
And that's what I mean. That's what we were talking about with like they're having this like discussion on the ethics of cannibalism, and it's like, okay, but you're right now the circumstance calls for something else, and so while they're in the mountains, obviously it's like, what else do I have to do? Like I have
what else do we have?
Well, what else do we have? It's either this or death. Like we don't have anything else. And then. But that's exactly what you're talking about. Like, okay, now the circumstances changed. There's something.
Yeah.
This is different now. This is my friend. I'm gonna give my friends. I'm gonna give them a burial.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was that a real thing? Did he actually do that?
Yeah, he said that he did that.
Wow, that's
yeah.
I assume so.
I think he.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I was just saying. I was talking to Sarah. Sorry, I'm screaming.
No, it's my volume. I put it up like almost all the way.
I was talking to Sarah. It was like, this seems very accurate to like
Yeah.
what occurred. Other than, you know, condensing it into 2.5 hours, but but this like the major highlights seem very true.
Yeah, well, again, like, this is the movie where all the survivors, like, gave permission to use their actual names.
Right.
Which is, yeah, like, I think they wouldn't have done that if this wasn't up to their standards or...
No, 100%.
Yeah. What was the other thing? I had another thing. Oh, he also says in that article that the discussion that they have in the plane about, like, you know, if they're gonna eat the deceased people, he said that that was a lot more artsy than what actually happened. Yeah,
because they're really going into like the ethics of it, and they're like, what about the life? I'm assuming it's like a yes or no with them. They were like, no, maybe, I don't know, what do I do?
Yeah, it was very cinematic, kind of. Like, the dialogue was very...
artsy.
Yeah.
100%. Oh my goodness.
I think it would be more of a bleak kind of discussion.
100%. I mean, it's just like, it's just crazy. This whole movie, it was so sad. Oh my god, the avalanche scene where they're like all talking to each other and then the snow comes. Oh my god, horrifying. Just the scariest thing in the world. Like, actually.
They can't catch a break. And even
they
when
can't catch a break.
I wrote that my notes, I was like, leave them alone.
They survived the crash and then the avalanche.
Not only that, it was 2 avalanches back to back.
It's crazy. And they were having, I mean, it's probably, but they were in the movie having a tender moment of being, everyone is kind of together, like, waiting out the storm. Oh, it was just like, I was just like, oh my god.
Because it's not, again, not a great situation to be in, but they felt like they had found some sort of stability. Like, they had figured out how to be safe. Like, they figured out, like, how to survive the hunger a little bit. They looked mostly, like, warm. They had figured out how to survive the cold.
They were all together, and they did the really, again, very smart thing of bordering up the hole in the back with the suitcases and the fabric and leftover fabric to be like, okay, to keep us warm. And then it's just like, oh my god. And then it's like just so suffocating. They're literally at like the top and like trying to grab everyone out. I can't take it.
And I mean, they couldn't be in the plane anymore. They had to survive outside.
They have no shelter.
And then they had to dig it up. Because what else are they going to do? Where else are they going to go?
Right. I think that's all they have. Oh, awful situation. I don't think it needs to be said, but like, Jesus Christ.
I love your notes were just like, they can't catch a break.
Hey, we were, that's what, again, we were like an hour into the movie, and I was like, so much has happened. Like, I was like, oh my god, horrifying.
Terrible situation.
You really, you go into this movie and you ask yourself, truly, there's no way they spend the whole movie here. But they do. Because it was 72 days.
2 months. To like 3-ish months, 2.5 months of living with no food or water
Water.
and
Yes.
barely any clothes. Oh, it's like I don't it's fathomable.
Mhm.
Like I don't even know. And then to like on top of, obviously this terrible situation, you're actively watching your friends die and being like, I have nothing. I'm trying my hardest, but I can't do anything else to like,
Yes.
Because they don't have medical supplies or anything either.
which is also
There are
surprising
people who-
considering it is a plane.
Well, it's
No,
also
I
the
thought that was weird
70s.
too.
They're
Yeah.
smoking on the plane.
By the
It's a
way,
charter
speaking
plane.
of the smoking in this movie, they have
That's
no
all they
food,
had.
they have no water, but god damn it, they have an endless supply of cigarettes. There's
And alcohol.
and alcohol. They're just smoking. I'm like, where did we get the? When they go to the tail of the plane and they find all
And
the
they
extra
find
supplies, they find this like whole. I'm like,
suitcase full of
who
cigarettes.
brought this?
Somebody thought
nothing
that they
else.
didn't sell cigarettes in Chile. Clearly,
I need to make money. I was like,
They're college students,
there had to
guys.
be like they were just constantly smoking. I was like, well, at least they got that. Like, I was like, I was like, no, wait a minute. Crazy.
I know. I mean, they're college students. They're gonna pack cigarettes and booze. in
it's
their
the
suitcase.
70s.
Also, like,
It's the 70s.
in their rugby, they're like supposed to be like, top of their game, right? And they're
Well,
like,
they didn't
Uh-huh.
know that back then. They weren't taking
Abstain.
creatine or anything like that.
the cigarettes help them actually.
Actually, it's good for
Probably.
you.
They probably
helped.
believe that.
I was like, it was that was the one part of the movie. Now I was like, now hang on.
I don't think that was like a cinematic like decision. They actually did smoke.
Well, no.
They had an
I'm
endless
assuming
supply
they
of
smoked,
cigarettes.
but I'm assuming they also like. And it was just like, there's just like nothing else, but they have so many cigarettes.
So many cigarettes.
It made me laugh. I was like, okay, they're like talking about like eating their friends. And they're all, I just don't know what to do. And I'm like, wait a minute.
That's all they could do.
It's
just
yeah. They didn't
smoke.
even have like not even any playing cards. Like
It stays.
No,
Yeah,
they
where's those
smoke.
playing
Huh?
Scrounge them up.
I did read somewhere, and I remember. I think it's in the film. When they're looking for like other parts of the plane, when they're looking for the radio, they found like a box of like comic books, like in the plane. So they're
Oh.
like, hey, let's. So
At least we
they
got
read
this.
comics. At least we
Well,
got comic books, guys.
again, who brought this? Who was like, I don't need clothes. I don't need any of this. But you know what I need? Comic books. I'm gonna make some good money.
really, that plane is so small. So for someone to be like, I'm bringing an entire suitcase and it's full of A, comic books, or B, cigarettes.
Cigarette. What do
Do
we
you know
do?
how expensive a checked bag
They're college
is
students.
today?
They didn't have that. This was pre 9/11.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, thank you, 9/11.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's 9/11. Under my sun, in a sing-songy voice, people die.
Tomorrow's 9/11.
Yeah, now that I think about it, why did none of them have like first aid kits?
I
Because when
don't-
I go on vacation, I always bring like a mini first aid kit.
I have one that I keep in my purse at all times because I'm a klutz.
Yes.
Like a little, not a big one, just like that big.
Yeah, a little band-aid.
Little bag,
little-
yeah.
And there were
No.
no restrictions back then on what
This
they
is
could
the
bring on the
70s.
plane.
No, it's the 70s. To be fair, they didn't think that they were gonna need it. To be fair.
The-
But this is also,
But
they're going
why?
to a rugby competition. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much.
No,
Well,
if they're
Uruguay
going to
to
a rugby
Chile.
competition, there should be a medic there for the rugby athletes.
There was a medic on the plane, but he died, unfortunately.
Well,
Yes. But again, like he
Like
doesn't
one of
have
the first.
much to work with anyways. Like there's
No.
genuinely like there's people who like break their legs. There's nothing you can do for them.
No.
That
And you
requires
hear it.
surgery.
My God, you hear it break. When they're like squishing together in the plane crash, you hear like crunch, 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 and it's like, oh, so bad.
Yeah. Speaking of the flight, so they were supposed to take, first of all, Ali mentioned it in her notes that the plane ride was only $43.
Oh, by the way, insane.
So they did not
It's
fly commercially. They took like a small charter plane and then which the plane specifically was like, I think they had a nickname for it. I forgot what the nickname was. But this like plane model was known for breaking down.
What the hell?
And here's the thing, when I saw the plane, I was like, that's a tiny plane. That's why it cost $45. Because you're flying in the tiniest plane ever.
Also, they know that this like area of land is known for like weird wind stuff. They were talking about like the sucking down force, which is probably real. But they were talking about, I'm like, then like don't like what other routes?
Yeah.
Like
they weren't supposed to go that way. They like the pilots like made it up. I think they described it as like them making a U-turn. So they like went over the mountain when they weren't supposed to. Like they went like an alternative route. So all this is just bad.
It was
bad.
Like couldn't.
Bad.
Insane.
I had read that the pilot started because when you reach like a cruising altitude, you go over most of like the bad wind and stuff. Apparently, the pilot had gone lower because he thought he was almost at Chile. So he lowered sooner than he was supposed to, which is also why.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he went straight into the winds that he was trying to avoid.
Which I don't really know how that would happen. Even people are like, how does that happen? Because the pilot was experienced. He had flown over the Andes several times, but his co-pilot, he was literally training him while this was happening.
That's insane. That is...
So,
my God.
I think we know why they crashed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of like instances in plane crashes where it's like that could have been avoidable if the pilot had not looked away or, you know, he misreads his flight instruments or whatever. It does happen. I think it did happen more in the before times than now.
We have a lot more safety restrictions.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
It's
people.
crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. This whole just story, and now you guys know why I chose it and why I'm like so enthralled by this story. It's literally so insane. Like it's just like the fact that these circumstances would happen is just like 1 in a million, you know?
And I mean, it is the crazy thing, and we've talked about it ad nauseum, but it is the crazy thing that even people survived it. Like, you think, and even the, like, everyone in the area that was, like, looking for these people were like, we're looking for bodies. We're looking for people that have passed. Like, we're not looking for survivors, or we can't even see the plane. And that's why they, you know, went off the search. But it was just, like, it's so, like, the fact that people survived it, and we're just, like, and can still, like, tell people about it is just, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah. And, I mean, like we said, these people were so resourceful, which is why they got so far.
Right.
And how all these people survived. I mean, I'm a kind of person who believes there's a will, there's a way, you know? They had a will, and they made their way.
And I think that's just also like pure human instinct. Like they don't want to sit around and die. They want to get out of here, and so they're gonna do everything that they can to like get out of there.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Numa, who, you know, is the narrator, they based the story on him because because he was the last person, the last fatality, the last person to die, and they because of that, that's when they decided like, hey, we can't sit here anymore. We need to leave, and we need to do it right now because we don't know what's gonna happen. And so his death kind of served as like the turning point
Right.
for that.
Mhm.
My brain is just not brainy lately.
Don't worry.
I was in class.
And
I know. I was in class like 2 days ago, and I went to like say something, and I just completely like malfunctioned. I was like,
and I just
I was like,
like,
how did you guys feel about the plot twists that happened? And I know there's a lot of plot twists in this movie.
which one?
Just,
Also, what
yeah.
plot twist?
what part?
Numa's death.
That
Oh,
surprised
okay.
me.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it because it goes back to what we were saying about honoring the dead. It's like, what if this person that is, guiding you along the story is actually going to pass away? But then, and you were talking how he's kind of this catalyst moment for this entire being like, we need to get the fuck out of here. This is not good. I enjoyed it. I was like, it went along to what the whole movie was talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean it's very good for the narrative, but like very heartbreaking as well because
Yes.
you get attached to Numa because you're like he's gonna make it out clearly because he's telling us the story.
Yes.
I was like he gets out of this and he tells his story, and then he doesn't, which is just heartbreaking. I didn't see it coming at all. But yeah, he's a very important player in this is still though because he's the catalyst and the turning point. But in the same way of like honoring the dead, they do a lot of like Numa reads the letters and the notes that get left behind by the people who pass away, which I think is important because I was like I really hope that those make it out because that's people it's again just trying to like say their bit before they go because that's another thing of like a really scary part about all of this is that they were afraid that they would get forgotten. And it does kind of happen at first because the rescue gets called off because they're like we're going to try again once the snow melts. But that's scary to just be like you're there and you're forgotten and you think no one's looking for you. And like no one will know what happened to you or like, you know,
That's why I think
that's really the very scary part of it.
yeah, that's why I was thinking the photographing really got to me. Is he's like, I actively want to document what is happening right now.
Yeah.
Like what is going, what
Somebody
what
needs
we've
to know.
been through and what is going on. Like I was like, oh my god. Even through everything, you're like, I want people to see like this part. I don't want this to fall to the wayside.
Yeah, and those photographs, I mean, they're real. You can look them up online. Like even the footage that they use of, them waving at the helicopter and all that, that's all based on real footage.
Yeah.
Like this whole film is based on like footage that they got from that and from the pictures that were taken on that camera. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You said that so the rescue was called off because they had looked over the Andes to find the plane, but because this was pre-avalanche, I believe, because the plane was white, it blended in with the snow.
Yeah.
So they couldn't. They
talk about it when they start going up to find the tail. They're like, look down, you can't see us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's this circumstance is just awful, as we said.
Yeah. Plus, the Andes are huge. Like they
yes.
They thought that they were like 3 days away from Chile, from like some sort of village, and they were 10 days away because they were right in the middle of the mountain range.
Yeah.
Like honestly a miracle that they were found at all.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why it's called Miracle in the Andes. Yeah.
Oh.
That's what they refer to it as.
Mm.
Yeah. No, it definitely was just a little bit of luck, I feel like, as well. Just them, finding the village at all.
And finding that one guy on the horse and being like, please help us.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I like at the end, I mean, it's incredibly sad, but at the end, after they get rescued, you'd think that that's where the movie's gonna end. But I like that they talk about, like, hey, like, these people are gonna be fucked up. Like, they're actively going through PTSD. They are like, why? They have survivor's guilt. They're like, why are we the ones that are alive, but all of our friends are dead? They, are horrified by they had to do what they had to do, but they're still horrified by it. And so I like that at the end. It was like, but they're like, we are just gonna remember the people that we loved, and that's just all we can do in this.
Yeah. I did like that emphasis on, the people who didn't make it. And I think Numa kind of served as a vessel for all those people, all their stories. And yeah, like we talked about before, like they made them kind of be the center. Everybody kind of had their own dialogue. Everyone kind of people. It wasn't just like, oh, these are the people that died, and these are the heroes that get named. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody had an equal part in it.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really interesting to see how they were like received after they had been rescued, because first, yeah, I was like, okay, they just spent 72 days in the middle of nowhere, quiet mountain. I'm like, it must be so overstimulating to see all these crowds of people. And then they're handing them like rosaries. There's a lady who asked them to one of the guys to like bless her baby.
Wouldn't
and
have
they
that man
they're
touch
like,
my baby. He has.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
But like but then they even say like, we didn't feel like heroes. You're asking me to bless this baby, but like I didn't do anything.
I
had to do. I
wanted
had to
come
do
home.
things
Yeah.
that no person should ever have to do.
That's interesting because I remember when they got back, they didn't disclose the fact that they had survived by eating people on the plane. So reporters were like, hey, how did you survive? Like, there ain't no way you didn't eat for 72 days. And they were like, yeah, well, we kind of ate people. And so they got shunned by their community, and the public were like, what the hell? Yeah,
weird.
for a long time. Yeah.
That's I didn't know that.
Insane.
That makes, not to say that makes sense, but yeah. Wow. They were,
Yeah, that's crazy. I kind of figured that when they first disclosed that, like, it probably didn't go over well. But it's like,
It's like, what else are you gonna
didn't
do?
watch this movie.
Like, you have
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
Maslow's hierarchy
alternative?
of needs.
Yeah.
You have to have the basics, and then we can start going to ethics.
That's so true. Yeah, because you're in survival mode. You're not going to be.
You just need to live. Like,
Yes.
No, their
You're, like,
whole
on-
thing was like, if we want to get found, we need to be alive.
Yeah. I guess the religious, because it was a lot of religious people that were shunning them, and I guess they were like, "Oh, you guys should have just starved instead of like eating people." But you're
it's like,
blaming-
girl,
crazy
what?
thing to say.
I mean, and
You
even they
can't-
have those doubts. They're like, "Will God allow me to go to heaven?" And then the other guys
Yeah.
are like, "Would God even allow this to happen? Like, what circumstance we're in right now?" And it's like,
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
it's haunting them for the rest of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, most of the survivors are alive except for
Oh,
yeah.
did he die
So
just like partaking?
Naturally.
Oh, natural. Okay, good.
no, he died naturally.
Ugh.
Yes.
Not
Well,
good.
yeah,
but
one of them was
better.
a lot older than the others, because the others were in like their early 20s.
Oh, that's right. The dad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then also a detail that I saw at the end that like I don't know why I didn't think about this throughout the entire movie, but like they were hardly eating. They weren't eating what men of their age and size should have been eating. So like I don't at the end you really do see like the effect on that because they're so small and like skinny bones, truly. But I guess because
Jaundiced.
they're covered in like coats and sweaters and stuff, so you don't really like see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're literally skeletal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they show the scenes of them in the hospital afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be hospitalized for a long time.
Yeah, because
Yeah, because they're also incredibly dehydrated too.
Uh-huh. Well, didn't they say their piss was black? That's a quote.
Oh wow.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about because I noticed Ali, you mentioned in your notes the woman, or was it UM? I don't remember,
It
but
was
somebody
me. I
mentioned a woman.
didn't know. I mean,
Mm.
not to talk about the
You're-
feminist theory of this accident, but I didn't know that any women were on this plane. I didn't know that the one mom, she didn't survive, but she was there for a pretty long time. Like, or longer
Uh,
than one thinks. I didn't know that there was any women. I only had known about the men.
yeah, there was the guy they were talking about, the dad that survived. He was the oh crap, I can't remember, but he obviously was older and he played a role in the rugby team. He wasn't the medic, but he was something
Like a
else. But him
coach
and
or
his wife,
something?
maybe, yeah, like I think the assistant coach, him and his wife, that was his wife, the woman that was on the
Mm-hmm.
flight, and she was the last person to eat the others because she was like, oh my God, this is like unholy, I'm gonna go to hell. But she eventually ended up dying, and they like she was I think it's interesting she wasn't like there wasn't a lot of her in the film, but the survivor said that she kind of took on like a mother role, like a
Yeah.
maternal role, and she was very caring towards them, like she would take care of them. And then when she passed away, like we're not gonna eat her, like out
Oh
of
wow, out of
respect for
respect for
that.
her. Interesting.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah, it's pretty rough, guys.
Yep, never complaining about anything.
No, everything in my life is perfect and fine.
It's okay.
I'm
You can
grateful
say
for where I am.
I am so grateful. Fuck.
yeah.
I'm not afraid to fly, but like in the last couple years, I do like turbulence does make me a little bit nervous, and this
Mhm.
is not gonna help that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
I haven't been
This
on a
is like the
plane in
most
10
intense.
years. And it
And
ain't
now you never
And
will.
now I never will. My parents told me that this is before I was born. One time they were flying, and I don't know from where to where. I think flying from somewhere to home, to here. And they went over some sort of like tornado storm kind of thing, and their plane dropped like, and like kept dropping, and then they would get lifted back up and dropping. And my mom said, yeah, they just started handing people alcohol, just like the mini bottles of alcohol in the plane, because they were like, well, we don't know what's gonna happen.
That's insane.
They were like, that was
oh my God.
one of the worst days of our like. I was like,
That's terrible. How does that happen?
I have
Because
no
I read that
clue.
On my
turbulence is supposed to like keep you right. You can't fall out of the sky
No.
because it's like the air pressure.
But it was
right?
some sort of like, I don't know,
Bumpy.
some sort of like tornado thing.
like it
Su-
sucked
they were
them
it was
in.
like
over one?
sucking them essentially. And it would just,
Oh.
it would make the plane drop. Like, God, like 40
Yeah.
feet? Like, and that's a ton.
Oh my God, my tummy would tickle. I wouldn't like
My
that.
tummy would tick. I think a little more. A little, ooh.
I would not
My-
like that.
On my flight to Japan, something a little similar happened. I don't know how many feet we dropped, but we did kind of, there was a lot of turbulence on the way there, and we did kind of like whoop, and I was so I was so scared. Poor Mai, who I was traveling with, was fully asleep, and I did grab her arm, and she was like, "Hello."
She's like, what's going on? We're gonna die. You're the only one freaking out. We're gonna die.
But and it did not help that before I left, it was when there was a lot of plane crashes in the news,
Oh,
and so I was
Yes.
just like on
That's
edge
You're like,
the
it's
entire-
happening.
the entire
Today's
time.
the day.
Yeah.
No, you need to
Ugh.
watch that girl who like does like she put like this plane in like Jello, and she's like, this is
Oh yes, Jello
like-
theory.
yeah, that helped me a lot because I remember
Yeah.
when I was flying to Hawaii, there was turbulence, and I remember like we fell for a bit, and my sister and I aren't used to being on planes, right? Like I started flying on planes like 3 years ago. That was like the first time, and so there was like a little bit of turbulence, and the whole plane was like quiet, and you just hear me go like like really loud, and my dad's like, what?
I loved that. That's so funny.
I've
We're like all freaking
been
out.
I've been on planes since I was very little because every summer we would go to Mexico. But like it's really the injustice of getting older and being aware because now I'm just more afraid.
Ignorance is
Yeah.
bliss. Like, I'd be so much
Ignorance is
happier.
You're right. Oh, but I swear there's more turbulence every year. I swear this wasn't
Every
something
year?
No, it's new.
It's new.
There's more and more.
This is the
Like,
new
government
thing
is
I'm
like
coming up
turbulence
with.
in the air.
Oh my
Climate
god.
change. Climate change is real, y'all.
It is true.
Yeah.
I
Oh, is that what it is? Actually, that makes sense.
I just made that up.
It makes
I have
sense. I mean, like,
More wind.
yeah,
Pollution.
the pollution is sucking me down.
Kaden plays these video games of like people's like guts like getting like and then like their arms getting cut off, and I'm like, how do you watch this? How can you like kill people? I don't understand it. It's just so like
You're
yeah.
you're gonna become those moms that are like against violent video games.
Yes, they're violent. I'm gonna be one of those moms 100%. Like, why are we taking people's heads off? Like,
My brother also plays GTA, and my dad one day like walked into the den where my brother was playing, and he goes, "Hey, you know that there's like this isn't like real life, right?" And my brother was like, "Yeah." And
He's
goes,
all,
"Okay."
no, tell me more.
And he's like, I'm just making sure, like, I just, you can't do the things you do here, like, out there.
thank you.
Keeping
It is fun.
He's all
And
good.
have those talks with your boys.
This isn't real.
Double
it is fun,
check.
though.
It is fun.
I like to run people over and like crash into
Yeah.
things.
I love,
fun.
yeah, because it's not
But I
real.
don't
Like,
I don't want to cut people's arms
I
off.
like
yeah.
when
You
the
don't
car,
even
like a
have to,
car
like-
flips and it like
Oh, yeah.
keeps flipping. I think that's funny.
Yes, beautiful. You know, you get attacked by a shark in GTA 5.
Can you really? That's
Oh,
funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before. I also just like that you can just drive around because it's kind of like it's a replica of LA.
It's LA.
Yes.
Guys, we
It's LA.
can do
It's
that.
Alright.
We can go and
Oh,
drive
there's
around.
cars. There's
If I hit
cars in
someone in
LA.
GTA, it's fine. They don't take too kindly to that in the city.
That's not allowed.
It's not I can't do the things there that over here.
That's called a felony.
Yeah, murder.
Oh, right.
Murder.
That's called manslaughter.
It's called vehicular manslaughter.
Vehicular. They have that's specific to that.
I hate driving in LA. I drove around down for the first time. It was like 2 in the morning, guys, and it was just a lot happening.
Oh.
The signals, the lines. I was just overstimulated.
Was it like when we were driving for
What?
May's tattoo appointment down there, and I was driving, and I went, God!
Oh my god!
It was horrifying.
We were at Skid Row.
We
Like,
got into Skid Row. I don't know how. I was like, how are we here? I was trying to find parking. I was
we
like,
were around all of LA.
I was also, when I was going there for the Grammy Museum for my article, I saw a guy get hit. Like, he was on a motorcycle, and I saw him collide with a car, and he, like, flew. And I was watching, and I
the
was
hell?
just like... He was fine. He got up. But I
Oh,
was
okay.
like... But I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
LA, baby.
Like,
And
Yeah.
so that can happen without the pain in GTA.
No, for real. I saw someone die the other day. I didn't see them. I didn't see them die, but I saw like a dead, like there was like an accident, something happened, and they were like putting somebody in the ambulance, and I was like, oh my god. Then I'm over at like a stoplight. The ambulance passes me. The lights are on. No, there's no lights. There's no siren, but
That-
there's people in the back, and I'm like, oh, they're dead. Like,
Oh
they're
my god, Sarah.
it was insane. I was coming back from school. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I was like,
This is
okay.
like when you told Jonathan and I saw someone get run over. My god, Sarah, what the fuck?
I see things.
Ireland
Alright.
trip 2027.
What does that mean? I'm gonna be driving in Ireland?
No, we're taking a plane.
That's where GTA 6 will be taking place.
What
Ireland.
Ireland's-
yeah.
Right.
What is the distance? Like how long does it take to get there?
Well, you
Ireland?
can't drive. It's over the water.
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna guess. Oh, I've looked at it. Never mind. It's like 10 hours.
Okay. I've been in a car for that long.
We're gonna give you,
Of this
Sarah, like,
movie?
you know those videos that are like how I occupied my baby for this red-eye flight? I'm gonna get you that I'm gonna get you like painter's tape to put on the window, those like
Oh, I
little
love that. That's so fun.
I'm not.
It's better than watching My Own Private Idaho on the plane and there's like gay sex happening.
You watch My Own Private Idaho? Girl!
There's a child right there. I was like, damn.
Cover your
Okay.
eyes.
Not against it, but I just didn't think I'd be able to see it on a flight.
There's
What
a
against it? Yeah.
right on. There's a video of a guy, like an old man. He's on a flight and he's watching Red, White, and Royal Blue, and he gets to the sex scene, and that's when he starts like fast forwarding through until he skips it. I'm all, that's what gets you.
Okay.
It made me laugh. It's such a funny. It's such a good video.
Well, oh,
On
it's a
the-
video. I
on
thought
the
you said
plane-
that.
Oh, on the plane back, I watched 4 Weddings and a Funeral. Oh, there's like a sex scene near the beginning, and that's when Mai decided to look at my screen and be like, "Hey, what's
Hey,
what you
what
doing?"
That was
She's
my
like
brother too.
staring. She's like, "What is?"
She was awakened. My brother saw River Phoenix and Keanu Reeves in bed together. He
Brother,
was like,
brother.
what are you watching? And I was like, hey, man. But you knew
Close, not
films.
walking. Though.
I know.
But yeah, a flight to Ireland to Dublin is 10 hours 15 minutes. There's a United flight that's like a day and 7 hours. I'm assuming there's a layover somewhere.
The middle of the ocean.
The middle of the ocean. Oh no, they stop in ORD, Orlando?
No. I thought. Oh, I think it's ORL is Orlando, right?
Oh, who's Ord?
Hold
I
on.
don't know.
Let me look it up.
O'Hare. Chicago.
Chicago, Chi-town.
Chicago. Yeah.
Oh.
It's only like an hour, but apparently that makes it a day longer.
What? I don't know how I feel about that.
It's a 4-hour flight from LAX to Chicago, and then a 45-minute layover, and then a 7-hour flight. These numbers are not. Oh, maybe it's because of the time change. These numbers are not adding up.
11. Help!
But yeah, do you guys want to go to Maine?
We
I
should
think
go
I'm
to
gonna go to Maine as
Chicago.
well.
I have friends there.
Okay. But I
Hmm.
planned a trip to Maine.
But I want to go to
Mm.
Maine.
I want to go to Louisiana.
I'll come.
You want to go to Louisiana?
Kick Kaden
I
out.
want to go to
Put me in, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just have a minute, clowns.
Anyway.
Yeah, boss. All right, bosses.
Oh, we never
Movies.
finished the episode.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, can I do the closing?
No.
Would the transition look weird?
No, it's all
Okay.
good. I edit these things.
Okay. Hi everyone. So I should say bye everyone. This is the end of our episode. We are missing a member, as you can see. We've been dismembered. That's my joke.
Oh, no.
I shouldn't have said that. Please cut that
Not
out.
in this episode.
Oh no! That's
Not-
a bad joke.
Not in this
Cut that out.
episode.
Okay. Anyways. So yeah, thanks for tuning in for today's episode. You can follow us on Instagram, we're Brats in the Back Row. On TikTok, we're Brats Pod. We're Brats in the Back Row as well on YouTube. So be sure to like and subscribe to our videos. Am I missing one? I always get these.
Tumblr, Brats in the Back Row. Gmail, Brats in the Back Row at gmail.com.
Thank you.
How do you feel about flying? Let us know. Send us an email.
Or comment and
Do
respond.
something.
Or comment.
Come into my
Just
home.
communicate.
Oh,
No.
No. Come to Allie's home.
hey, what the heck? So you hate me?
Guys, we live in South Africa.
No!
No!
No, we
I
do
don't know
not!
Oh!
I don't know why that's the first thing
What?
that came into my head. We don't live in the United States. Okay, thank you everybody. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.